Okay, good morning and welcome. Welcome to my live stream Fight CPS with your host, Bob Pace. And hang on to our children. Hang on to our children. I'm so glad you found me. You found me on Facebook, and I'm glad you did. This is here. We are here to fight a government entity called the Child Protection System. That's what I call CPS, the Child Protection System. It's found in every county in every state in the United States and around the world. This is a live stream broadcast anywhere people that have internet. So it's a worldwide podcast. We have over 23 countries that are participating in this live stream. Over 2,000 people have talked to me on my show. And I've been doing this since October of 2023. I do this daily, twice a day, 7 days a week, 14 live streams a week. And that's 20 months. And I'm here to help you all. I, too, was a victim of CPS. Now, I'm not an attorney. I'm a man, a loving husband, a father that has 42 years of marriage and has helped raise 6 children. Unfortunately, I went through this at the age of 60. 2010 is when I lost my job through no fault of my own. And shortly thereafter, I started receiving inquiries from the CPS that me and my wife were taking care of our children right. Now, like you, I didn't know who CPS was or what CPS is. I don't know. And at first, I met with them. I showed them my place, addressed the issues they brought up, and they could not prove substantially anything was going on. Wow. Now, this live stream is being uh, broadcast from the West Coast to California. I'm on every night at 7 p.m., Monday through Sunday. And then in the morning, on the weekends, I'm on at 8 a.m. And on the weekdays, I'm on at 10 a.m. Those are 1 hour live streams. Those times are the Pacific Standard Daylight Time. And anyway, I'm broadcast from Surf City, USA, 3 blocks from the ocean. So the ocean is very much a part of my life. I'm married to the ocean. And uh, it's one of the most fascinating experiences I've had, even as a small child. Now, this is the interactive live stream, meaning that you can do several things. Like one right now is you can text a message. It should be a question or a comment about CPS. Please state your first name, your city or county, your state, and if you're outside the United States, your country. Everyone is welcome if it's about the child protection system. That's what we're here to focus on, to help you all with my experiences, the 5 rules that I've come up with, and to answer your questions or concerns with real answers. People have been helped on this live stream. One of the things is it's a safe haven. It's a place where you get support from me and from the other members. Now, this is the first time you text a message. Please tell me about your CPS case from the beginning to where you're at. That way I can understand you in the room. people in the room can. Now, another way to be is to be our guest on this live stream. That means you can appear, and I have room for 9 of you. With me makes 10. So I can have 10 people talking at once about their case and helping one another. All you have to do is tell our show producer what day you like to be on. Her email is grace@vincentwdavis.com. Grace@vincentwdavis.com. And she will gladly send you a link to be a guest on my show. And you be just like me in the window. You can talk and be seen and share your story and anything else about your case. Now, when you're going to be a guest on my show, we don't allow profanity or the use of names of judges, social workers, or children. We also don't allow the eating or smoking on the live stream. Anyway, she'll help you with your video and your audio and help you get settled in with your link. The link is good for the show, and so if you get bounced off, put the link back up and go in there. Now you're going to be given a link to StreamYard, which uses YouTube to broadcast. StreamYard is the software application we use. You don't have to have it. The link will take you to it. Now, besides being a guest or text a message, you can also call me. My phone number is live, 626-698-0990. Anyway, I was just checking to see in the world top CPS stories I can relate to and help you. Um, we have Carrie Sampson on. Glad to see you. Um, Welcome back. She lives in Burt County, Georgia. My kids have been taking me, been talking for me without a court order signed by the judge. All they did was cover it up. I really need help. I can't afford a lawyer. Someone, please. Well, I'll try to help you, Carrie. You can call me. It's free at 626-698-0990. And we can talk about your cases and look up things and tell me more. I need a lot more information to help you out. So you're talking about a court order. Okay. You've been talking, my kids have been talking for you, okay, without a court order signed by the judge. All they did was cover it up. I really need help. Cover up what? What is covered up? I have no idea what you've been charged with, neglect or abuse for both. But I'd like to help you, Carrie Sampson from Georgia. And I know it's early in the morning, but my phone number's up there, 626-698-0990. And you can call me. You can call me. Today is June 21st, 2025. It's a Saturday. And today is also, huh, Good morning and welcome to my live stream. This is Bob Pace. Who do I have the pleasure of talking to? Yeah. Yes. Hey there. Glad to hear from you, and I'm glad you're calling in. I didn't know what was going on until I got there. I got there. My caseworker supervisor was telling the judge my oldest son was saying some stuff about someone's, or my fiance, picked him up and choked him, or picked him up by his neck and threw him on the floor, which is not true. Okay, well, can we start? And go ahead. What is this court hearing for? Okay. Okay, the schoolhouse called the CPS, okay, and they investigated, and there was allegations by your son that he was picked up inappropriately. Yeah. So your kids when she still police officers and to the schoolhouse to my kids without me being present. Yep. Yep. She didn't know what was going on. It started with my middle child at 6 years old. To tell you exactly what happened at the school, one of them teachers put their hands on my son. He told me about it, checked them about it, and they called defense on me and told them that my fiance did it. Did what? What did they do? One of my son's teachers put my son on his hand, and she hurt my son's hip. And he told me about it because he got off the bus. I'm on the porch. I seen how his face was, and we talked about it. My son is very quiet. He has speech therapy, so it took me, pretty much 3 days just to get him to tell me. But I literally had to call his nana on him to help me. Like, Adrian, not saying something, and when he was telling me, and his nana, like, yeah, the only reason why I didn't say anything, Mom, because my teacher told me not to say anything. And they buttered him up with snacks like chips and juice and candy, just for him to not say anything about what was going on in that schoolhouse. But me, I knew something was wrong. As a mother, I knew something was wrong. But when I caught them on it, all they did was call defense, and defense got involved, and defense came to my house asking questions about what happened about this, that, and third. And I answered the questions, but then she wanted to come in. I said, why you want to have to come in? Because I have to tell you what is being said. I said, you can tell me right here. But the police officer, like, basically said, you have to let the woman in. And I'm looking at both of them. I'm like, okay, I'm getting harassed here. And in my head, I'm getting harassed. But, okay, I cooperated because I didn't want to get arrested. I didn't want to, problems. Well, let me stop you from right there. You don't have to ever let them in your home.
go to the interview with him, and my kids, my mother had to go to around because she get around, but she said no, we can get transportation from your mom, and this is what it's being. This is what they kind of messing up too, but I'm gonna get to that. But they said they could get transportation to my mom to go pick up my kids from school. Because that's the only person. My mom was the only person who can remove my kids from school, take them to this interview for their interview, and this where the lies come in with my oldest son. Why did my oldest son lie? Because I'm dealing with an 11-year-old. I can't explain it no better than what it is. I'm dealing with an 11-year-old. Ever since I moved to Burke County, my oldest son, he want to gang bang. If you don't know what that means, he wants to basically join a gang. That's not, comfortable with me.
At 6 years old? At 6 years old, you want to join a gang?
The show was telling them where the teachers putting their hands on it. So like I said, it's just they didn't have anything at first. They didn't have anything with nothing. You see what I'm saying? They didn't have anything. So about them not having anything, that's just why they need to talk to my children. And all my oldest son did was put more fire to the flame about the stuff being said. But the crazy thing about it, with CPS before, down here in Burke County, she knew my oldest son was lying about the incident that was happening with my son. I'm gonna get to that part too. But I'm gonna get to all that, and this is what I'm telling you is another part of the truth, and I just want y'all to bear with me. But they didn't have anything, and then when they went to this meeting to talk to someone in Augusta, Georgia, I didn't know what. My mom didn't even go back there to talk to no one, but my mom did give them, telling them my older son needed help. My son is going through, he went through 10, 13 class already, and he on medication to keep his anger afloat. I'm just a mother, kind of, I'm a black mother raising black boys. I'm just being real. My son is learning the game, and I don't want to wear my son on a t-shirt. I don't want to hold no sign saying, I don't want to hold no sign saying, justice for my son. I'm teaching. My son know better. That's what I'm saying. My older son know better, but he's hanging around the wrong crowd at school. And it's a little boy, I'm not going to say his name, but it's a little boy that got left back 2 times already bullying my son, and his parents is allowing him to sell shoes. He sold my son shoes at school. He stole money from my son stole money from me to give to him to stop the bullying. I figured that out because how me and my older son was talking, and it's an everyday thing, y'all. Ever since 3rd grade, ever since 4th grade, every day or every other day, I'm calling at school telling them like my son is being bullied, my son is being harassed, and they don't do anything. They didn't do anything. But the crazy thing about it, the money that my son was stealing from me, he was paying that little boy to leave him alone. So my son is 11 at this time. This little boy is 13 years old in the 4th grade. I'm just being honest. His parents don't care about his education. His parents don't care about what he's doing. But me, as a concerned mother, I peep everything out. I say, you teaching my son gang violence. You teaching my son not to listen to me. Because my oldest son, he don't tell me that this little boy slapped his parents in the face or, not listen to his parents or something like that. And my oldest son is telling me this, and I'm asking him, are you thinking about trying me like that? Are you thinking about stopping me? Are you thinking about, because the stuff that he's learning at school, he's bringing it home to his 2 younger brothers, 6 and 3. And I'm just a mother, trying to tell them, I'm like, you're going down the wrong path, son. And I said, these people turn on you. Because, I don't know if anybody else noticed with that, with kids. I'm just saying, I don't know if anybody else to stay at school with 11-year-old and up. They go to school and then they get phone calls to saying that the kids skip school and then have to sign with each other and they hang around the same old group. That's how gang violence starts. It don't always start from home. And I'm willing to tell y'all that that's what starts. It starts at the household. I mean, it starts at the schoolhouse. It always starts from that schoolhouse. If anybody didn't catch on from that, because if you know that you don't gang bang, get your house or sell weed or anything like that, all this stuff starts from school, man. And people don't understand it. So I'm dealing not just with CPS, I'm dealing with the school system. I'm dealing with police officers. That's all these people are corrupt. I just found out the mayor down here emailed, and I'm so anxious. I'm so anxious just to send him my whole situation because I don't have nobody else. The attorney they gave me, she's not helping me. She's not responding back to me. I even threatened her, but nobody is over her to threaten. So I would call that office, because complaints on her about not doing her job, and she was like, she her own working attorney. She don't answer to nobody but herself. I said, wow. And then on top of that, the lady is 1 star. So the judge gave me someone that's 1 star. And then if I could tell y'all her name and y'all look it up, she only have bad reviews. So I'm dealing with that. And then on top of this, y'all, I'm dealing with my oldest son lying on my fiance. My fiance loves my boys, man. He will never hurt these kids. It's no bruises. It's nothing. But he say, she say, they say these way says, and it's food in the house. They got their own bed. They got their they got their own personal space in the house. They ain't got no locks on my door. So they saying I lock my kids up to smoke marijuana, which I stay in government apartments down here. And it's a bunch of people that smokes around me. And you know how God works. The wind blows sometimes. And I only have one window air conditioner. So I leave my windows open. And if I smell it, I automatically turn on my Fabuloso pot on my stove just for my boys won't smell it or it hurt them in a kind of way or anything like that. But the judge, basically, when I went to court, May 23rd, the judge, my caseworker, supervisor, brought up an old case. And she closed it. Then this year around January, but she brought up an old case without a warrant of new evidence. And the judge, and then after leaving, the judge didn't tell her right in front of me that she could take my kids, but she came the same day I went to court, maybe a couple hours later, with 2 police officers. And she said, she called me first. She said she was on the way to my house to come get the boys. I said, for what? Don't you have a signed order by the judge? She said, I don't have to have that to take my kids. But the papa said, if you do not let, I'm telling you, I'm not letting you take my kids, but I didn't have no choice. And I still didn't get that court order. And and I had a court. And then on top of that, I still don't have that court order. And I had to go back to court June 12th. And what crazy thing about that, they covered it till June 9th and put it in that letter that they sent me a couple days after June 9th, saying that, okay, this was the process of what's being said. But I was reading that letter, and none of the stuff that she was saying, May the 23rd was on that paper. She brought up an old case that's not on there. So saying that the judge found out for something. I didn't get evidence. I didn't get the court order right then, May 23rd. I got the paper saying that he signed for it, saying June the 9th. But that's not fair to me because it's laws to this. You're supposed to have a court order right then and there when you take my kids. They have to have proper reasons. None of this stuff for proper reasons. All it was he said, she said stuff, and this is what I'm struggling with. This is what I'm having a hard time with because I can't prove my case. I can't prove my case August 29th. 28th. Yeah, the 28th. And then, yes, I missed all summer with my babies. I made promises.
Can I
to
ask
my
some
kids.
questions? Can I interject and
I'm
ask
sorry,
you
go ahead.
some questions? I've been trying to listen, and you said your name was Carrie. Are you the Carrie Sampson that is written on my show? Are you the same? No, no. The question I asked you, Carrie, first of all, your name is Carrie, correct? No, I know that. I'm just saying that you said a different last name. Are you Carrie Sampson or Carrie something else? Okay. All right. The reason why I'm asking, there's one of the mothers in here, one of the parents that loves to help people. Her name is Dorothy Cook from North Carolina. And Dorothy, Carrie Sampson is from Burke County in Georgia. She has been having trouble with her kids making up stories about her and her allegations. Now, how many kids do you have, Carrie? How many kids do you have? Okay, so you have three boys, and the ages are what? Okay, 11, 6, and 3. So she's got two young ones and an 11-year-old. And what is the one that is saying things that are not true? Is that the 11-year-old? Is the 11-year-old one that is making up stories? Okay. And what law did the policeman said that he could force his way into your home? What law did he use? Okay. I'm sorry. What he did is because he's wearing a police uniform, he's very intimidating. He's trying to enforce CPS's rules. That is not his prerogative. He's trying to demonstrate it's a macho thing that they try to do. It's something that he wants to show power. Policemen, the only time you see policemen are there to protect the social worker, not to enforce CPS rules. They're there for protection only. They're supposed to be serving the public, including you. And they have a very bad abuse of issues. Also, the judge may be in cahoots with the CPS worker. That's what the judge does. You are never supposed to really talk to anybody unless you have an attorney present. Now, if you can't afford an attorney, they'll appoint you one. Problem is that court appointed attorney works for CPS. But have them present. It will force them to do the work. If they don't, then you can sue them for negligence or report them to the state capital in Georgia and say that you want to do a grievance against an attorney for being bad, and that will ruin his license. He'll lose his license that way, especially find out if it's true. So what you need to do, I know it's a lot of work. It's a lot of things we don't think about. But if a door starts to knock, you don't answer it. Four people. Yeah, I know, but four people recently shot. Two of them are dead at 2 o'clock in the morning in Minnesota. They answered the door, and it was a fake policeman. You never know who's at your door. So that's why we never answer the door. We just be quiet. We be quiet and get away from the door. Hide someplace in the house where it's safe, under the bed or in the closet. When they do leave, then they'll usually leave a message. If they don't leave a message, don't worry about it. If you happen to encounter them outside your home, if you're in the hallway or outside, and they approach you, just say that if this is a legal matter, then I need to have my attorney represent me. I cannot talk to you further. Be nice to them, but tell them if this is a legal matter, I need my attorney present because by law, you're entitled to representation. And if you can't afford one, they got to provide one. Well, most CPS attorneys are too lazy and they won't come out, or do anything, and then they're going to be in arrears. You need to catch them in their own game. You need to stand up to them and tell them, if you got a warrant, let me see the warrant. They most likely won't have a warrant, or if they do have a warrant, it'll be a fake warrant. That's something that's a legal documentation. They went to see a judge, and the judge signed it. If the judge's signature is wet and it's been stamped by the court clerk so that the letters are raised, then it's a legitimate signature. But if it's on a date that's on a weekend or a date that's on a holiday during a weekday, then it's a bogus warrant. And then you've got to follow the directions in the warrant. If it tells you you need to talk to them, then talk to them. But yes, no answers. Also tell them you need to have your attorney present. What has happened is they manipulate you because they try to use the police as intimidating factors. They have taken your children and coached them into saying things. Like you mentioned, your child was rewarded with chips and cookies and all kinds of treats to not talk about. That's wrong. Children should not be coached that way. They should not do there. So you did not do any physical abuse to your children. The teachers did. The teachers are the ones that should be in the courtroom. The teachers are the ones that should be prosecuted. And I know it's really hard, Carrie, because you've been on my show before, and it's very frustrating. And right now, where are you at on your moment on your case? Where are you at on your case? Carrie, did I lose you? We're still connected, Carrie. Hello, Carrie. I'm still connected to you. I'm talking to Carrie um, from Georgia, who has a terrible case about her three children. Oh, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. I do the same thing. I sometimes put my finger and I do the same thing. But anyway, where you, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes. Be clean, man. You know, let people come to my house and take me and they because they think I'm crazy or something or whatever. They saying I'm psychological or however you say that word. And I have to have take classes for that. I take parenting classes. And they want me, after the cooperations with that, they want me to get my kids back and then do family classes. All I want to do is basically get my kids out the system. But if you go to my mother house, but nobody want to do that either. Them laws, these laws that I'm telling y'all is brought to my attention. Only thing that's the bonus way I'm finding out stuff like this. What I'm telling y'all is through court. My paperwork is not court. So communicating or cooperating with me. So every time I go to court, I'm learning something every time. And then when I took my kids, the June 12th that my kids are traumatized. And I said, in my head, I said, I know that sometimes you took them from me. You took them from me. So I imagine that my 3-year-old is having a whole ball with whoever is having him right now. I know my 6-year-old is probably crying for me every day, asking me where I'm at, and y'all putting stuff in his ear, and then my 11-year-old, I don't know. I don't know. I only know my 3-year-old can be away from me for no more than 30 minutes. I know that for sure because I have them 24 seconds. So if I can't go outside my house, just go to the mailbox. Don't leave him alone for periods of times. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying if I'm outside my door, checking my mailbox, just right in my house. And tell him, Mama, Mama. And sometimes I try to take away, but then he be wanting to run around in a row. He's going to hit my baby, so I always tell him to stay right here on the porch or something. But I always have my boys with me, and that's my oldest two is at school. So I know my 3-year-old is asking up every day. I feel like my parents at my boys. I'm having house, that's not skipping beats. I'm waking up every morning thinking I'm gonna fix my baby's bread or that's what my 3-year-old for bread, but I be making hard breakfast water, y'all. So, but still, every night it's hard, every night it's hard, every second is hard for me. But no one is doing, no one's trying to, like the attorney that this is not trying to help me. The justice basically help them. Well, kidnapped from me to kidnap, that's what it was. I didn't know what, and he took them so and they try to cover their chest up. This is what I mean by cover up, because they took my kids the same day I went to court, May 23rd, and I didn't get no warrant or just talking about the judge for me going to court June 12th. After June 12th, I get a letter saying the judge signed for that on that date that she could take my kids. But everything on that letter, everything that's on that letter that was being said in court wasn't there. Not everything that was being said in court was there, because she broke up an old case as well, which she couldn't do that either. So they broke every law by bringing up old case without a warrant, without even proof of that old, case, and then went behind my back because it don't take that long for a court order. So y'all gotta imagine I had to wait from May 23rd when they took my babies all the way to after June 12th. So I got a letter exactly on the 14th of June. And that's just cover ups, y'all. Cover ups. But I did what you did. I did do what she told me to do with my attorney. I told her, I said, she don't want to do your job. When I called her after this, like, well, she really works for herself. She don't have no one over her. I said, oh. And then I read her reviews. And yes, I talked to her over the phone before I went to court June 12th. She didn't remember anything we talked about, y'all. That's the crazy thing about it.
That's where you got to document everything. You got to write down everything. Don't even know. And what's going on? And the person should one was who hurt him, but she wasn't willing to listen. So you was too busy focused on all the things. And it's first of all, wow.
So my son was a lawyer.
Yeah. Yeah, each child is supposed to have a court appointed attorney unless you get one for them. Every child for Okay, it does. It does. Carrie, I'm going to interject that someone on my show is trying to help out, reach out to her. Her name is Dorothy Cook. She's from North Carolina, and she agrees with me that you need to document. Now, do you ever use what's called an incident time log? Do you ever use an incident like a sheet of notebook paper and write down every incident that you have with police, with the judge, with the social workers, with your children, with the school? Anybody you have an incident with, you should write that down. And the reason why I'm telling you that is because your memory, it's going to be hard. And all you have to do is devote 3 lines to every incident. Your first line should be the phone number or the place you had the incident with, followed by the date and time and the people involved, the names. Then the second line should be a summary of what the incident was about. And then the third line should be the results of the incident. If it's still ongoing, you leave it blank. But you do that for the hundreds of incidents you may have. And it is fully documented. You write it down on a sheet of notebook paper. You use a pen or pencil and you write it down all these notes, these 3 lines, and it will become so valuable. Yeah. Right, right. Why they need 7 police officers is ridiculous. I would definitely contact the police chief of your city. I would contact the police chief. Yeah, I would contact them and say, why do you need 7 police officers? I would contact the police chief. Well, what you can do is you can talk to the police chief or the assistant police chief. Every police office has 2 very important people. One's called the police chief, and one's called the deputy police chief, the assistant. Now, usually it's the assistant police chief that'll talk to you first before you have a meeting with the police chief. But you're entitled. There is records that you're entitled to. And if they made accusations, you're entitled to copy those accusations. And one of the hardest things that most people have, including myself, is to take my time to document everything. Every day you're dealing with these incidents, you need to write them down. You need to write them down, and you want to arrange them in a date type of fashion, with the oldest first and the most recent last. And use the date and time. You know the date, you know the time. You know whether you're talking to them in person. Yeah. You know when you're talking to them in person. Well, If you can't remember, you don't have to worry about going back. Today is a new day. You can start today with this timeline of experiences. You can start today. But I'm trying to help you here because documentation will win your case. Documentation will win your case. Right, right. Yeah, right. But even if you have an attorney, if you don't have the information for your attorney, the attorney will be helpless. You have to understand is that people work on documentation, meaning writing things out. It's like a journal. If you wanted to write a journal, you could write a daily journal of what happened, and you can do that. A journal is a good way to get everything off your brain and into a piece of paper. A journal is an accepted document in court. A timeline, you know, incident form is a documentation in court. Now, I don't want to sound like I'm trying to cut you short, but I have to because it's 9 o'clock in the morning and my show ends at 9 o'clock in the morning. But I do want to thank you very much, Carrie Sampson. Right. I want to thank very much Carrie Sampson for calling in. I really appreciate you doing it. I appreciate you open up. And you have three beautiful, yeah, sure. Well, what I could do, yeah, what I could do is that you can text me. You got my number there. You text me your full name, your email, and your phone number, and I will try to get hold of Dorothy Cook and give her that information. All right? Yeah. Well, let me finish off here because I got a couple things that I have people that Carrie Sampson have called in. Dorothy Cook says the Department of Social Services cannot investigate the school employees or teachers' abuse because they have no legal jurisdiction as the teachers and such. The school system is not the abuse children parents, and there's no law on the books. Right, I agree.
For another judge to me, another somebody else to help me, and it's just gonna keep prolonging the situation. This is why I need help, guys. I don't
Well,
want to keep prolonging the situation.
yes, but you're going to have to be actively involved. One of your things you need to do after my phone call on Monday is ask to speak to the police chief or the assistant police chief and why on such and such a date they had to bring out 7 police officers. Was that depth of a crime that I was committing? That is an overkill. That's called intimidation. You got to explain to your children. You got to explain to your children do not talk to anybody unless you are present. You need to explain to your children. Right. Well, there's documentation you can use. But anyway, I had someone that came in. Yeah, I had someone that came into the room named the Woman in Gold, the Good Sheep. I have no idea where the Woman in Gold, the Good Sheep, is from, but thank you for calling, for texting in. I need to know more about your case and how I can help you. So I'll be on again tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 10 o'clock. That's 10 o'clock. That's right. I understand. I'm I will be on again at 10 o'clock this evening. I want to thank Dorothy Cook from North Carolina for coming in. I want to thank Carrie Sampson for talking on the phone from Georgia. She's from Burke County. And I want to thank all of you that have written messages or did emojis. I have some emojis here from Pueblo Belade and from Christina Reynoso. Thank you, Christina Reynoso. I know is from Las Vegas, New York. She also helps. And so I want to thank everybody who comes into my room and helps. Okay, the Woman in Gold is called, I'm from Allegheny County in Pennsylvania. Well, welcome, Pennsylvania. So we had a diverse group here. God bless you all. Keep fighting for your kids and don't give up. I'll be on again at 7 p.m. tonight. So I'll see you then. There'll be a brief message from my attorney, Vincent Davis. Please listen. Please listen to my attorney, Vincent Davis. Have a great day, and I'll see you tonight.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against it, it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last ones left. Put your faith in